Philadelphia Eagles 31, Raiders 0. They post a donut. Here come all the Philly fans. Oh, man. I did not miss this. I did not miss this. The Philly fans, oh, we're back. It's Las Vegas, okay? I know it's an NFL team. I know 31 points and holding a team scoreless. Any NFL team is impressive, but, like, come on. Come on. I wasn't celebrating out here when the Bills beat the friggin' Jets. You know, let's be realistic. This is a game you expect to win. Let's be professional here. But, you know, Philly's lost 3 in a row. They needed this. This was a big game. And the one thing I'd like to point out about today, because I wouldn't describe myself as a Jalen Hurts hater. I wouldn't describe myself as a fanboy either. I feel like I sit in the middle. Like, I think he's a very good quarterback. But I also am not blind to his weaknesses. I feel like that's how you should be with every quarterback. Even Josh Allen. I realize he has his weaknesses. The one thing about today, I've told you all year, Jalen Hurts doesn't have an elite football arm. That's fine. Just doesn't have it. People don't like that statement. People want to disagree. That's fine. What was ironic about today in that statement? Well, let me tell you. Jalen Hurts looks way better when he doesn't throw the ball. Isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic? I told you, when he throws the ball 30-plus times a game, they lose. And he can't handle it. 15 pass attempts, and he has one of the best days of his season against the Raiders. It is not a coincidence. Jalen Hurts is great when he's not dealing with the responsibility to pass the ball. That's all it is. We don't have to sugarcoat it. We don't have to bring in all these weird excuses and all these reasons that are irrelevant. We've seen it on tape. He's just not an elite passer of the football. But when he's asked to throw the ball 15 to 20 times, he can limit his mistakes. He can throw the balls that he really wants to, and he'll have success. Watch what he did today. He threw the deep ball to Smitty. He kept the ball safe, used his legs, and he looked like a great quarterback. He is a guy you can count on for a great performance, not for this season-long consistency of his arm. That's just who he is. You got to play to your quarterback's strengths. But I will say, it's hilarious how Philly fans were ready to start Tanner McKee over Jalen Hurts. It's like, hold on. You just won a Super Bowl. The guy's brought you to how many straight playoff appearances, but the second he's on a bad stretch, you're ready to hang it up? Like, come on. Let's be serious here. Everybody in Philly was on board until you started losing. Lose 3 games in a row, you're ready to blow the whole operation up. I'm not putting my full trust and faith in this roster, but, like, give the guy a little bit of grace. Like, I know he hasn't performed like a top 5, top 10 quarterback this back half of the season, but like there were people out there saying Jalen Hurts isn't even top 25. It's like, all right, like that's a little bit disrespectful. That's just a little bit disrespectful. It's disrespectful for when a quarterback has a bad stretch, you go out there and say, yeah, like these rookie quarterbacks are better. It's like, come on. Let's have a little respect here. He did win the Super Bowl. You know, he did lead a good team, but he did lead a team to the Super Bowl and win. You know, so hate to play both sides here. Might kind of seem weird which side I'm on, but I think I've stated myself pretty clearly. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, just doesn't have an elite arm. But he has these intangibles. He's a good athlete, and I think he's a moments guy. I think he shows up in big moments and he performs. Just can't count on him like you can Josh Allen. That's it. And screw the Philly fans that said Josh Allen was worse, that they take Jalen Hurts. No, you wouldn't. Saquon Barkley, I watched the game today. They had a little bit more success running the rock, but I think at the end of the day, the key takeaway from this offense is that Saquon Barkley needs to be the engine for this team to succeed. Saquon Barkley needs to be this offense if they want to win games. Whether it's the offensive line or Saquon Barkley, this needs to be tightened up for the playoffs. Because I feel like they ran the ball better today, but he's still averaging 3 to 3.5 yards per carry. You can't be arguably the MVP last year, the Madden cover athlete, get paid and have this significant of a drop-off in performance. You have to figure something out. The games will get colder in January. You're going to play outside. You're going to play in poor conditions. Your quarterback can't be trusted with a high passing volume. You need to be the guy they turn to win games in the playoffs. Last year against the Rams, they gave it to you, you housed it, essentially sealed the game. That needs to be Saquon Barkley moving forward. Philly won't win a damn thing if Saquon Barkley can't run the rock. If they go into the wild card and they're like, Jalen, we need you to do it for us, do your prayers and just say good luck. Good luck. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Barkley needs to be the guy that you can turn to. On the other side of the ball, the other running back in the game, Ashton Jeanty for the Raiders, I just feel so terrible for this guy. Like seriously, you talk about a guy that was up to win the Heisman last year, that had a historic rushing season, had one of the best rushing seasons we've seen from a running back in college football history. He was a dog, highly looked at prospect, a guy that most people thought would step in and immediately make an impact. This has nothing to do with Jeanty and the player he is or the player he could be in this league. Ashton Jeanty got drafted into a steaming pile of crap, and you can't do anything about it. One of the worst draft picks and immediate wastes of talent I've seen in a long time. And it has nothing to do with Ashton Jeanty. Talk about going from the biggest spotlight in college to straight darkness in Vegas. I wouldn't even care to go to the casino. The guy just gets swallowed behind the offensive line every single play. There's no point in running the rock because the Raiders are always in a 30-point deficit. The guy's talent is going to go to waste. Ashton Jeanty is going to have his career depreciated in Vegas. Like he's done. By the time this franchise turns itself around, who knows how long it's going to be? You need a quarterback. You need an offensive line. You need a defense. You need receivers. Running back wasn't the pick. I don't know what to tell you. His career is going to get completely derailed because the franchise bought into a name and not their biggest need. And they thought Geno was the answer. And I had Raiders fans texting me to start the season saying I overlooked them. I was unsure about some things. I was pretty certain about the Raiders. Shout out Pete Carroll for coming back, but it's a whole rebuild. Boot everyone out and bring new personnel in. Chip Kelly, what a disaster that was. And it just gets worse and worse every week. I wouldn't even bother watching the games if I were a Raiders fan, to be honest with you.